Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is a May 5th question. It's a separate and integrate. It's 2014 number 6. It is a separate and integrate question, and they gave us this equation, they gave us an ordered pair. In part A, they gave me a slope field and said sketch the curve through the point 0, 1. So just to show you what I did with my work is I went ahead and started with the ordered pair 0, 1, then just kind of followed the slopes as best as I can. It's not perfect, but it got me the points I needed, and that's all they want you to do. So it should go up and down and look-ish like this. So that's it for part A. And now let's move to part B. Part B, write the equation of a tangent line. We have seen this a bunch. A tangent line requires two things, a point and a slope. The point is 0, 1. The slope comes from the derivative. So to find the slope, we're going to take the derivative and plug in the ordered pair 0, 1. So I'm going to go up to here, and the y is a 0. The y is a 1, and the x is a 0. Okay. So if we do this, we get our slope is 2 times whatever cosine of 0 is. And if we go over here at 0, remember we got 0, we got pi over 2, we've got pi. This is the ordered pair 1, 0, cosine and sine, and here we want to know what is cosine of 0. Cosine of 0 is simply 1. So if we put a 1 there, we get 2 times 1, we get a slope of 2. So the slope at the ordered pair 0, 1 is 2. So we have a slope, we have a point. Let's write our equation in point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m, and then x minus x1. By the way, I talked to you about earn it, leaving things. You're not allowed to leave cosine of 0, cosine of pi over 6, cosine of pi over 3. Sines and cosines, you can't say earn it, I'm not simplifying it. You're expected to simplify it. You want to get the points, you got to simplify those. Okay, so this is it. That is my tangent line. And then they say, now for the rest of part B, oops, sorry, this has all been part B. For the rest of part B, use this to approximate f of 0.2. Well, if they want to know what is f of 0.2, they want the x to be 0.2. So I have y minus y1 equals 2 times, and my x is 0.2 minus 0. We do not want to simplify this, but we're not done. We do have to get y by itself. So to get y by itself, we're going to add 1 to the other side. And once y is by itself, you're done. And you can leave this as your answer. But I want it to look like what they asked. So I'm going to be all professional. Instead of having a y, I will put f of 0.2 is approximately equal to this. And there is no reason to simplify. You can just leave that. Okay, now let's go to part C. So part C is separate and integrate. Now they never say the word separate and integrate. They say find a particular solution. Find y, find f of x. They ask you to find y, find f of x. So that's separate and integrate. Or they could say solve the differential equation. They're not going to use the word separate and integrate though. But in order to separate and integrate, and they say use this initial condition, to separate and integrate, we are going to have to separate. We start separating and integrating by multiplying the dx to the other side. Got to separate. So if this dx does not go over here, you can't even earn any points. They don't even care about you. And, oops, that's a y. Sorry. And now the y's have to go to the other side. So I'm going to divide the y to the other side. And here I have cosine x dx. And this is what we want to integrate. Now on the right-hand side, it's easy. You just got to know your rules. The antiderivative of cosine is sine. Done. Sine x plus c. On the left-hand side, you've got to recognize that this is matching up with our du over u. When the bottom exponent, which is a 1, is 1 bigger than the top. If the bottom exponent is 1 bigger than the top, It's a du over u, which is an ln of u in absolute values situation. So, for this problem, my u would be 3 minus y, so my du should be negative 1 dy. I do not have a negative 1, so I need to put a negative 1 offset by its reciprocal negative 1. So now I have a negative 1, and this is perfectly du over u, so I get a negative 1 in front, and then ln of u. And of course the u gets that plugged in there. So on this side, our antiderivative is a negative 1, or just a negative, ln of 3 minus y. On the right-hand side, the antiderivative of sine is cosine is sine, and then plus c. If you separate and you integrate and you put a plus c, you've earned a ton of points. You're almost done with points. Plug in the point they gave you and solve for c, and then replace, and then get y by itself. So now I'm going to try to earn some more points. I'm going to plug this in for the x and the y and try to solve for c. So I have negative ln of 3 minus y, y is a 1, equals sine of 0 plus c. So here I get a 2, and here I get sine of 0, which is 0. Now if you don't know why sine of 0 is 0, we just looked at earlier the ordered pair at 0. The ordered pair at 0 is 1 comma 0, and the sine is the y coordinate. So sine of 0 is 0. So c is negative ln of 2. Now I want you to notice, there's an absolute value. It does not have a job. That's going to be important later on. So your c is, oops, not there, there. So the c is going to be replaced with negative ln 2. Alright, so we replace, we have negative ln 3 minus y, whoa, equals sine x minus ln of 2. Alright, we've earned 5 out of the 6 points here. We get y by itself, we finish the problem. So to get y by itself, we first divide everything by negative. So we have a negative sine x plus ln of 2. Now we're going to destroy the ln with an e. On the left-hand side, these get destroyed. On this side, I could break this up into 2 pieces. I could do e to the this times e to the this, and then the e and the ln cancel, leaving a 2 in front. There's no point. I need my points. If I get y by itself, I get my last point. So I'm not even going to worry about it. Okay. Now comes something important, the absolute values. Did they have a job? Earlier in the question, the absolute value of 2 is 2. The absolute values didn't have a job. If they don't have a job, we just get rid of them. Okay? Done. If they did have a job, if this was a negative 2 in here and we turned it into a 2, the absolute values had a job, and when we got rid of them here, we would just put a negative belonging to the whole other side. Alright, now we've got to finish getting y by itself. So now we're going to subtract the 3. So we subtract 3 to the other side, and now we're going to divide by a negative. So everything gets a negative in front, that gets a negative. And this is going to change to a plus 3. And there you go. If you look online, they left the answer looking different. You can simplify this in many ways, but that gets me all the points with the least amount of pain as possible. All right, thank you so much.